Okay, we're going to see if we can tackle the fuel pump. Take a little video of this. This is the, if we can see this, back seat of the car. Seat's been taken out. Take the seat out. Very simple. You lift up on the front lip, which unsnaps right here, and you pull it out. Very simple design. It just slides in. And I'm going to have to clean this out before I put it back together. Anyway, the location of the fuel pump is under the seat on the passenger side. There's a little cover here to keep the seat from pinching the wires. Pull that off out of the way, and then what you have is you've got this rubber barrier. Now, if your fuel pump's never been out before, you're going to have to cut this. All right. If it has been out before, it's probably already cut. You see, mine has already been cut. It's been out before. So what you do is you've got to get it up out of the way. I might cut it the rest of the way off just to make things easier, but you want to get that out of the way, and underneath of it you'll see there's a protective cover. Protective cover is held by 4 Phillips head screws. One here, one underneath back here, 3 and 4. And I've already taken 3 of them out. I actually had the 4th out, but put it back in for the purpose of the video. You take this plate off very simply. Hope it wasn't even on the video, but save the screw. When this plate comes up, you can now see underneath that this is the fuel line coming out of the pump. Here's your connector. Here's the power wire. This cover is your ticket into the fuel pump. Okay, into the top of the tank. This gasket here, we replaced this. So make sure you got one of these gaskets when you get your fuel pump. That needs to be replaced. Keep the fumes down. So this plug is really easy to take off. It's a slide plug. Just slides a little bit to the back and comes out. Now, if you're suspecting your fuel pump, one of the things you want to do is check for power at this plug. So with your key in position 2, you ought to be able to pick up 12 volts or whatever your battery's putting out down at, I believe it's this lower plug here that is by itself, and that I believe is the purple with black wire. And I just grounded to the edge down here, but this was, for me, was putting out 11 volts, and these things weren't. So that's one way to check to make sure that it's not your relay in the trunk for your fuel pump. That is actually the fuel pump causing the problem. The other thing you're going to want to check is if this is plugged in and you turn the key on, you ought to be able to hear this. You ought to be able to hear the pump kick on and give a little bit a whirring sound as it brings up the pressure. If you don't hear that, it's probably going to be your pump. The OEM pump is made by VDO, and I went and got one of those. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so here's the new fuel pump. Got my gasket, like we said. That might be the inner gasket, not the outer gasket, so I want to keep that one. So forget what I said about the outer gasket. You're going to want to reuse that. That's the inner gasket. And here is the fuel pump with the screen, the bracket assembly. This one actually came with another clamp. Okay, I don't have any way to cinch that, so I went and bought regular little hose clamps that size. You can also buy just this pump on eBay for, I think, 70 bucks. This whole unit here was 175. The additional 100 bucks for the plastic, probably not worth it. although this is OEM, but the ones you can get on eBay, you can actually buy just the pump canister, but then you have to work your way out. It's held into this with multiple places, and it looks like you probably need 3 hands to take it out of here. So that'll be your option, certainly. Anyway, I'm going to go get a couple more tools and take that plate off, and we'll see what's in there.